Serie A matches of the week in scripted fashion. Former Interista Thiago Motta suffers his first loss with Juventus as Juventus manager in Serie A against the Nerazzurri in Derby d'Italia. Juventus 4 wins and 4 draws in the Derby d'Italia against the champions of Italia, the Nerazzurri. 4 wins and 4 draws and 0 losses. Campioni, the champions, is Camacho 44. For Inter, if they happen to draw against Juventus, 5 wins and 3 draws. The champions, I Campioni, is Camacho 53. I have to go with Inter to pick up its 20th points. 20 prior Scudettos, its 20th points against hated rival Juventus. It is at San Siro. Inter enter with 2 draws and 1 loss against Juventus, seeking its 21st Scudetto. So I back the Nerazzurri to defeat Juventus. Napoli will probably win again. No guarantee they do defeat Lecce, but they do enter the Lecce match with 19 points. Lecce's Camacho 19. Napoli can pick up its 22nd points of the season before taking on Milan the next week. Milan is Camacho 22, so enter the Milan match with 22 points. Who do Milan have next? Milan and Bologna. Bologna 66 and 30 in Camacho. Bologna is also Camacho 33. I think we need to type in Antonio Conte to see what we get. Antonio Conte's Camacho 62. It could go for 6 wins and 2 losses potentially. So Milan and Bologna. I can't see a 2-win, 6-draw sequence for Bologna. AC Milan is Camacho 26. So Milan could potentially concede the first goal against Bologna. It is possible. Bologna are very rigid, very hard to score against. Milan got bailed out by the VAR, so you have to be worried about what could transpire. Champions League, Juventus has Stuttgart and Inter has Young Boys. If they do defeat Young Boys, Germany's Camacho 83. 8 wins, 3 draws. Juventus would face off against German club Stuttgart. Stuttgart. Stuttgart is Camacho 61. Inter could have 6 wins and 1 loss, against Juventus, coming off the match against Stuttgart. Now, Young Boys is Camacho 44. Inter would be coming off the match against Young Boys in Juventus with 4 wins and 4 draws in the league. What about the next opponent for Juventus? Parma. Parma Calcio 1913. How many matches for Thiago Motta until he loses his first match? Motta is an 11 light path. After 11 prior matches, that's probably when we do see him lose his first match as a Juventus manager. He could be going for his 56th win in Derby d'Italia should Juventus defeat Stuttgart in the Champions League. There's not some quite obvious numbers. But for Thiago Motta, first loss as Juventus manager against the club that he was a player of, Inter, that would make a lot of sense from a scripting perspective. 12 goals with Inter, his first loss as Juventus manager in his 12th match in charge would certainly make a lot of sense. So yeah, Napoli, uh, the the numbers do make sense, but for Napoli, they will begin to drop points after this upcoming week. I think it's a trap. If Napoli drop points, then the winner of Derby d'Italia would be right behind, breathing behind Napoli's backs. Whoever wins the Derby d'Italia.